it was the first Zumba instructor in the state of Delaware. And she said to me, some of you I may have said this before, but I'm just gonna repeat it anyway. She said, "Honey, do you love me?" I said, "Uh-oh, that's a loaded question. You know why? Is when you ask your husband that, there's you come in with something." And so I said, "Well, it all depends. This is a conditional love right here, this one." And she said, "Well, I need you to become Zumba certified because I need people to teach my class when I can't, somebody teach my class when I can't show up." I said, do guys teach Zumba? She said, Beto started it, of course. Guys teach Zumba. And I said, okay. So I went to the class, 40 people in there, and I was the only guy. And so I am Zumba certified. So I may pop some music on, do a little merengue and cha-cha for y'all, because I got skills when it comes to that, y'all. Just mad skills. So anyway, some of y'all don't believe me. You're looking at me, this dude don't know what he's talking about. Shoot, yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, we're going to get started, and I do have a PowerPoint I want to share with you. Please get ready to take notes, like I said, and we have a confluence of things that we do. Um, but the big thing is I want you to walk away with strategy, And you know me, my style, I'm going to bring motivation. I'm a very lighthearted trainer, and I'm that way because I hate sitting through boring trainings. I do. Oh my God, I don't want to sit through trainings that got me pecking corn. So I don't want you to peck corn while you're in my training. All right. So um, get ready to take some notes. Let's go. I love when y'all do that to get them little smiles and all that. You can use the emojis as much as you want. I love them emojis. Okay. And so here we go. Good to see so many of you on. I'm sure more will show up, but we're gonna get the party started, y'all. Okay. Now, maybe the next class I may bring in my Zumba expertise and let y'all taste a little bit of that. So we're gonna be talking about, um, motivational interviewing. In the chat feature, if you can, type in there if you've ever heard of this or if you've experienced any training. Just say yes, I have, or no, I haven't. Just want to see how many of you are familiar with motivational interviewing. And a lot of you probably are because this is a very popular ideology and strategy in workforce development. I had the honor and the privilege of meeting the person who created it. His name is Dr. William Rolnick. And I'm a researcher by heart. If I want to meet somebody, I'm gonna meet you. So I literally Googled him and saw all these different sites, but there's this one little site that was in Wales, in England, right? And it said his name, and it had an email. So I said, I wonder if that's the one because all these other ones are big grandiose type things. This seems a little bit more personal. I sent the email out to him, told him who I was. I work in workforce development, and a lot of people are teaching on this, but you're far removed from it now because you don't teach this anymore, and you don't know that workforce development is like really into it. And so he responds in like 3 hours. And he set up a meeting for me. And so I was on a Zoom call with him. He was in Wales, I was in the United States. And we had the greatest conversation. He said, Coach, I'm now retired and I coach my grandson's soccer team. Here's a man that's world renowned, has transformed thousands of lives, millions, and now he just coaches his son's soccer team. So hey, more power. So as you're just coming in, again, please, Shannon is placed in there. If you have any questions, please reach out to Shannon. And so anyway, I had a chance to meet him, but the thing he said about this, I think that's important for us to understand. He said it's a powerful tool to get people to take ownership of their life, career, and personal goals. So when you look at motivational interviewing, the thing I want you to understand with it is it's a tool for you to use to get the people that you serve, the clients you serve, to take ownership. When I ran workforce development programs years ago, I told my staff from day one when we got our first contract, we are here to guide these folks, not to be their boss. You know what I mean? Not to, we are here because we want to make sure we can help them make the kind of decisions that's necessary for them to achieve success in their life. And so you'll be hearing me kind of go over that a little bit in detail. And so this book here, if you can see, this is my first book, y'all. The first book I ever wrote, How to Find Your Passion and Make a Living at It. And that's what we're helping our people do. We're helping our people, become passionate about their work, passionate about their achievements, and we can help them through coaching, go down this path. So anyway, uh, I'll give $1 million to anybody that can tell me who this guy is. I'm just kidding, because somebody I might know. Somebody might be old geek like me and study this kind of stuff. Well, you don't know who this man is. All right. His name is William James. Okay. I got to do something motivational to start off. We're going to do something a little motivational. And William James was considered the father of modern, yes, William James, the father of modern psychology. He was the first person to teach a psychology course at a college campus. And that campus was Harvard University. All right. But he was also a tremendous researcher. And so for, I don't know, I would say probably 50 years, he researched this thing that many of us know, and write this in your books as well, called attitude. He researched attitude. He wanted to know the power of attitude to transform people, to transform ourselves, to transform our families, our communities. He studied it, and he studied it. He did research paper after research paper after research paper. William James, Harvard University. After 40-something years of research, he laughed. He said he had stacks and stacks and stacks of research papers. Stacks. And he said, why did I do this for 40 years? He said, it's simple. Please write this quote down. He said this, I'm going to say it slow. He said, the greatest discovery of my generation is that a person can change their lives by changing their attitudes of mind. Think about it. This was one of the most renowned researchers in this space. He spent years studying this stuff. And this, I geek out over this, y'all. I'm sorry if I seem excited, because I am. I love this kind of stuff, man. It gets me fired up. He said, the greatest discovery of my generation is that a person can change their lives by changing their attitudes of mind. I'm going to say it one more time. The greatest, I didn't say partial greatest or close to or second best. He said the greatest discovery of my generation is that a person can change their lives by changing their attitudes of mind. I'm going to stop right here, and I want y'all to join me in something. Go to the chat feature, and I want all of us to type this at the same time, because you just got research to back up a statement that we use all the time, and here it is. Attitude is everything. Type that in the chat feature, my ATI case management dream team. Attitude is everything, man. It really is. There you go. Look at y'all. I love when y'all do this, man. Y'all light this chat room. Y'all just light it up. I love that. Attitude is everything. Put that as a note in your notepads. All right? Attitude is everything. Friends, let me say this to you. I'm going to say it with all sincerity. Our situations can flip overnight based upon attitude. All right? You look at y'all still popping it in there. Attitude is everything. To your clients, your attitude is everything. To your family, your attitude is everything. To your coworkers, your attitude is everything. And let me clarify this, because I don't want y'all to think I'm some pie in the sky kind of guy. There's some days we ain't gonna be smiling all and happy and exuberant. Some of us, any of y'all ever heard of a bad day? So I don't want you to think that this is a 24 hours a day, 7 day a week thing. Some days, I had a little attitude yesterday. about something. What I'm trying to say is this is a construct. This is a mind uh, shifting way of looking at things where I can inject my attitude into situations and dictate the outcome. It's this most amazing thing. I shared this story last time, I believe, with the leadership team. I met a guy on LinkedIn. I don't meet many people on social media because you don't know people. I meet somebody, but every now and then I do. I meet certain people that we turn out to be good people. One of my mentees, who I've been mentoring for 14 years, I met on LinkedIn. He's just the most amazing young man. But this man was sharing a story about how he got into a little bit of a road rage incident with somebody. Anybody ever see anybody get upset on the road before? Have you ever run into any of them folks? And he was saying he had accidentally cut this guy. Pat, there's thumbs up, right? He accidentally cut this guy off. He did not mean to, but he did. And so the guy pulls up next to him. You see people like that, they hit the horn, and he cursed them out and called him all kinds of names, gave him the finger, and he drove off. And then they came to a stop sign and a stoplight. He did the same thing again. And the guy said, I rolled my window down, this guy I met. And he said, I said to the gentleman, sir, I am sorry. He said, I'm sorry. He said, I didn't mean to do that. It wasn't intentional. And the guy got upset again. He said, I don't give a F. And he blurped it. He fingered him again. And then they drove off. But here's the thing. They ended up at the same destination. So his car parked here and his car parked here. Now, if you know some folk would look at it as an opportunity to avenge themselves. I'm going to go over and give you a piece of my mind. He got out of the car. The guy got out of the car, same thing, fuming and steaming. He looks to the man. He says, sir, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this. And I'm so sorry you're upset about it. But I'm asking you, could you please forgive me? And the guy got an attitude and he walked off. So he goes into this line to get a cup of coffee. All of a sudden, he feels a tap on his shoulder. The guy that was going off on him tapped him on the shoulder and he said, sir, I'm sorry. He said, that was wrong of me. And he said, the way you handled that situation made me become deeply introspective. And I got some things I need to work on. All right. I got some things to work on. See, that guy understood something. He understood that attitude is everything. Now, between me, you, and these four walls, I don't know if I could have done to handle it. Like, some of y'all with me on that one? I might have been a little bit saucy, Yeah. But he did. So what I'm trying to say is, when attitude is everything, that gives you the power. Please write that down as a note. It gives you the power. Somebody talk to me about what that means. What does that sound like? Like I said, I'm just kind of getting us warmed up here. What does that mean? What does that sound like? When I say that, what is that saying? Attitude does what to situations? And it could be anyone. You can come off of mute. You can go and chat. This is a family thing. And there's a bunch of us on here, but we can talk. Anybody. What does it mean when you hear this, what I'm saying? All right. Anybody want to share, or I'll pick somebody. All right. Let me see who I can pick. Lena, tell us what that means to you. Like, oh, come on, coach, please don't pick me. When you hear that, what's the first thought that goes through your mind? And you can come off of mute if you want. Can she come off of mute?
I think it's when the good teams is most brilliant.
Yeah. Yep. So
Yes.
so the response is really the thing, like how he handled that situation, correct?
Yes.
Very good. All right. James Tremblay, what about you, man? What do you, when you hear that, what is it that you take away from that?
That attitude sets the tone and gives you the power of the conversation.
Say it again.
Sorry, there's an echo feed.
That's
So,
okay. Yeah,
is it good now, Mariah?
yeah, yeah. I can hear you now.
Um, it gives you the power and sets the tone of the conversation.
Boom. Let's give him a little, let's give him an emoji for that. You set the tone, don't you, man? See, that gives you, come on, y'all, show him some love. That gives you the power. And I want to let you know when you're working with clients, that's how it is with you. See, the client don't have to set the tone. You can set it. Even if they come in there and don't have the best attitudes. Your attitude can give them the power to change theirs. How many of y'all have had clients change because you showed them compassion instead of, put your hands up. Come on, I want to see. How many of y'all? Yeah, because there's power in your attitude. It really is. Now, I'm not saying this in any way to make anyone here think that this is easy. All right? Lorena and Claudia, all of y'all there, I want to let you know what I'm saying is like, it's not easy, but it's powerful. Okay? And with motivational interviewing, what we're going to be talking about is going to give you power to set the tone for interacting with your clients. All right. And so let's jump right into some of the content. Well, thank you so much. But before we do, I want to also talk about this. Now, you guys were given an assignment. Some of y'all responded, and some of y'all didn't. And if you don't respond from now on, I'm sending you to the principal's office. I told you that last time. You're going to go see the principal. All right. And put you in suspension. I'll make sure y'all start responding to some of these because we want to hold accountability. And we got a system in place to really help with that now. Because I think what I've done in the past was not. How many of you, last time we talked about emotional intelligence. Y'all remember that? Put your hands up if you remember. Give me a hand in the air if you remember. Okay, good. Good, good, good. I want to know how many of you used in any way, you don't even have to tell me. In the last month, you've had a chance to practice self-regulation, all right, and self-awareness. You don't even have to tell me. This is a yes, coach in the chat feature. I have. All right. I just want to know who worked with it because the goal with these trainings is to, okay, good, good. Yes, good. You worked it because you want to see when you work it. I'm going to tell you what that's called. That's called practice. Please write that down. See, when I go to, if I'm an athlete being trained by a coach, if I don't work on what that coach is teaching me, I can't get better as an athlete. You think? So, I like when you say yes, coach. That makes me kind of sound like your coach, like yes, coach. But please practice this stuff. I'm not just throwing things out there. I've studied this. I've researched it. Like I told you, I talked to Dr. Rolnick. I make my trainings fun, but my content is like we really go deep into the reality of how this can work. But the best way is please write this word down, integration. I don't know how to spell it. Don't ask me, but I say it, but I don't know how to spell it. It's integration. And integration means taking what you've learned and integrating it into your day-to-day operations. That's what makes us better. That's what makes us stronger. When you look at an athlete on the field, that's what makes them. So do me a favor. Can anyone tell me how they used it or maybe an example? Anyone can provide an example or a thought relating to how you used emotional intelligence. One person. I don't want to pick another person again. I want somebody to volunteer this time. All right. How did you use it, Laura? I said I go and pick somebody.
I can absolutely.
Mm.
So it was interesting. So I was traveling this past month, and one of the places that I stopped was on a reservation, and so I was putting up those flyers. We still go to the old flyers where you pull the little tab and get
Hmm.
information because in a lot of places that still works very well,
Hmm.
especially maybe if they don't have access to technology to be able to do that. So going into gas stations, grocery stores, places like that, a lot of awareness of people walking around from place to place, really thinking about one of the locations that I hung a sign there, it was outside. You didn't even go in the building. It wasn't covered up in any way. I'm like, how am I even going to get this to like stay on here? But there were many,
Yeah.
many signs like that. And
Yeah.
so I still put it up. I still gave it that opportunity. Stopped in a couple places that I was like, well, looks a little sketch to me, but I am going to make sure that, and that's the thing, like that might
Yeah.
have been uncomfortable or a stretch for me.
Right.
But this is everyday life for anyone
Yes.
who's living in that place. And I
Yes.
just wanted to have a lot of awareness to be very
Mhm.
approachable, smiling. People were talking to me, just like trying to be in their community, in their space. And one of the places I stopped was a youth center. And when I got there, no one was there right away, but I waited around until someone showed up and had a little conversation about what I was dropping off, because I didn't want to just leave it and not have, that connection. And just trying to be a good listener too, and to their environment. So just
Yes.
trying to really be aware of the people that I would be serving in that community. And it's eye-opening when you go outside of your comfort zone or where
Yes.
you're used to being. So
You,
I felt a lot of awareness in that space.
it's really, I picked the right person.
Sorry, I'm a little sick today, under the weather, so I'm
But you're
looking
doing all
around.
right though. Come on, let's
I'm
show her a little
here.
love with
I'm
these
here.
emojis. This is when I do these things, it's like I'm working with a team. Let's show her a little love for that. Thank you so much for your sharing, because that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? She applied it, and that's from that what I got with the self-awareness part. You know what I mean? Just aware. I may struggle with this a little bit, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway. You know, I'm going to, or in a more practical sense, sometimes I'm aware of how I'm feeling, and like if you're dealing with a person, how that response, how I'm feeling may impact the other person. So there's things like that that come in play as well. Thank you so much. I'm gonna pick on one more person, Mr. Ayala. You're right there. I can see you. Can you hear me?
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
What's up, man? Talk to me.
Um,
What did
I
you
just,
use any of it?
I just, on a personal note, I just have tried to be mindful of my, because the gravity of our jobs, the weight of it.
Yes.
Despite how busy we are, the individuals that we're interacting with on a consistent basis deserve us to pause and really be mindful of what they're saying. Just slowing down and listening better, I think, has been
Mm-hmm.
something I've implemented.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah. You ain't gonna say no
Being
more than
very
that.
intentional about how I interact with folks.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Boom. There you go, man. Listen, that's the thing. See, now what he just talked about in a way with self-regulation. You know what I mean? You can put in there, self-awareness, but also regulation. I know that I need to do this, so let me pause and make the connection. Ladies and gentlemen, here's another quote, and then I'll go into this motivational interview in a little bit more in detail. Please write this down as a quote. Relationships are the currency of the 21st century. Relationships are the currency of the 21st century. So I told my staff when I ran my workforce development program, it is all about relationships. That's not a perfect science in our space because we have people dealing with a lot of different things. So I'm not saying that every person that walks through that door, we're going to be, hunky-dory to see us and happy. But if that's when I train to a culture. This is important for you and your team to think about a culture that we want to create. It has nothing to do with somebody's disposition or whatever, but this is how we operate, you know? And so just keep that in mind when we talk about these things, that it's just, I want this to be a part of and I use this term a lot too. We do a lot of culture development, part of our DNA. It's just part of our DNA. This is how we do things. No matter what no matter what somebody's bringing to the table, this is what we're gonna be getting into. So let me dive into this. I think I took a little too long in this space, but I'm sorry. I just felt the need to stay there for just a little bit. That's kind of trainer I am. I don't. So motivational interviewing. We're gonna talk quickly, and it's not long today, but understanding it. This is a two-part series. Discover a powerful, respectful approach to conversations. Circle that word. Motivational interviewing is all about conversations. It's about tennis. Hit the ball over the net, they'll hit it back to you. It's not you just keep hitting the ball over the net. It's playing tennis with people. We're gonna go specifically today into the OARS framework. And your open-ended questions, your affirmations, reflective listening, and summarizing. Okay. And so you can help people and, career, we have career transitions here, but it could be anything, any aspect of your interactions with them in their job situation. And in practicing real world conversations, put your new skills to work through interactive breakout activities. We've got a couple breakouts at the end. Usually I put them in the beginning, but I'm going to give you some time to work on some of these together because I want you to practice this. This is not an overly complicated training, hence why I don't think it needs to take long, but I think you're going to get a lot out of it and be able to put some of this into play. All right. So motivational interviewing, you know what I mean? I think go down to the second paragraph and just kind of maybe that first statement, think of yourself as a compass, helping them find their direction. Not a GPS. A compass, you know what I mean? With, your compass. But the GPS says, you got to go here, got to go there. Now, there's some times in this work that we do this work, you got to do that because the client may not have the actual capabilities to, do some of this on their own. But you're walking alongside them in their journey. The thing I love about what the people did for my mother back many years ago when she was in workforce development is they got her to take ownership. They got her to take ownership. And if it wasn't for them her taking ownership, I would not be here right now talking to you. Because that was the model I saw. And so I started taking ownership of my life. You see? And so with motivational interviewing, your role isn't to have all the answers, it's to help the job seeker find their own answers and build the confidence to act on them. Again, you're providing them with resources and you're providing them with the attention of case management. But the most powerful outcomes in any human being's life is when they can take ownership. And you and I know that that's going to be a situation where some is going to do it more effectively than others. Some are going to need a little bit more hand holding, you know that. But your underlying goal should be, I'm going to walk alongside this person until they get it and roll with it. So your goal is to be a compass, all right? And helping them find their direction, okay? And keep in mind, you're going to get this video. You'll have access to all of this. So I'll give quality time for us to kind of take notes. Please keep taking them. And please, as you take notes, let me remind you, take notes based upon what you need, okay? Because, I need to learn a little bit more about this or I need more about that. So, all right. So here are the 4 components we've already talked about it, of OARS. It's just open-ended questions, affirmations, reflective listening, and summarizing. The open-ended questions are questions, we'll explain it a little bit more in a moment, where you're giving the client room to have a conversation with you. It kind of invites storytelling, I guess, Yep. And so, yeah. And so the open-ended questions are really the beginning stages of that conversation with the client. Now, by a show of hands or emojis, how many sometimes some clients that's a little bit more difficult than others? All right. All right. If you agree with me, like hit an emoji, thumbs up or whatever, because some clients are coming in with more barriers than others. You know that. Okay. And so it's really important to understand that the open-ended questions should be the go-to. But sometimes, based upon some of the clients, you may have to do a few close-end just to reel them into the conversation. And then the affirmations, genuine recognition of strength, efforts, and that's so important, and positive qualities that build confidence. Okay. Now, I'm gonna come off here for a moment. I want to ask you a question, just out of curiosity. How many of you like to be affirmed when you do something? Anybody? Yeah, I think the majority of us do. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an assignment right now. It's a little assignment. All right, and I hope y'all don't these are gonna be for the people that we can see, but the ones we can't see, it's gonna be hard because we can't see you. But No, no, matter of fact, instead it's making it personal because it might one person might get like 90 responses. I don't want that. Then everybody feel left out. Just compliment your somebody, just compliment the folks here today. Just tell them, you appreciate the effort that they put into their work. Um, our people are better off because of you. Don't make it about a person, but as many of you as possible, just compliment someone. Just like affirm. Your work is making a difference. There you go, Laura. Way to show up today. Boom. There you go. Laura got the party started. Come on, y'all. Do this. I'm doing this for a reason because I want you to see something. All right. You are, yeah. Bingo. And thank you for everyone. You guys are busy. You got a lot going on. You didn't have to show up today. Now there's 94 of you on here. I know more than 4 people. So come on. We got more people. Yeah. You appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate your work. Very good. Okay. Now you're doing great work. What does that do to a person, someone? What does that do when you feel affirmed?
Lifts their confidence,
Say that again, Nancy.
lifts their
It
confidence.
it lifts it, doesn't it? It's like somebody recognized me. Do you know sometimes people can go a whole year without being recognized?
You feel noticed.
They feel noticed. Yeah. Seriously, and so to me, look at this. I love your smile. You can compliment Coach D too. Since you dishing out individual ones, but no. And so yeah, you just lift the person up. And most people, this is his human nature. When we share something, we want affirmed, to be affirmed. You know, like if I say to you, let's say I'm a family member or whatever, and I ran a 10K or 25. I don't know how many Ks. It's a whole bunch of Ks. It's like 15K, long run. And I come home and I said, man, do you know what I did today? I ran a 15K. And you look at me like, oh, really? How you think that's gonna make me feel? Am I gonna feel good with oh, really?
No, it's going to bring you down really quick.
Yeah. But if you say to me, tell me about it. What was it like? Man, you did that? That's got to be difficult. I can't run a mile, let alone 15, 20 of them. Now you just engaged me, man. You made me feel affirmed. And so I'm sharing this, and I know some of you got to get used to my style. I'm real animated when I share things, but I want you to understand the average human being does not get affirmed. Some of us don't. I don't always get affirmed. You know what I mean? I could be on the stage in front of 10,000 people, feel like I just had the greatest speech in the world, and I go home and they're like, we're out of cereal. Like, do you know that I was just on the stage with 10,000 people? No. We need some milk. That's a joke, y'all. I love being a family man. So I'll run to the store in a heartbeat and get that milk. But be nice, like, tell me about it. You did, Dad, how was it? So I'm spending some time on that one because that's a big one. Okay. Affirmation. Okay. And then reflective listening. Somebody tell me, what is reflective listening? The answer is right here, but when you hear that, what do you hear? What is reflective listening? Anybody
Repeating back what the person had just said.
Say it, Fatima. That's it right there. You're letting the person know you heard what they just said. And that kind of rolls into summarizing, but you can say, but I think that's more, when I hear reflective listening, that's kind of in the moment. You know what I mean? Like the summarizing is the whole thing, but the reflective listening is like somebody just says, boy, you know, I submitted 5 resumes and I got 2 people that want to interview me. Did I just hear you say 2 people want to interview you? That's amazing. What's the name of the companies? What organizations? See, that's reflective. Like we can pass over that and not have that moment, do you know what I mean, to let the person know we heard them. Okay? Which can also lead back to affirmations because now you can applaud that person's efforts. And then summarizing is now this is what we talked about. This is what you said you're doing. This is what I said I'm doing. And these are the outcomes that we're looking for. So now, you know, I like one training I do that people don't even know. I do training on like even case notes and things like that because it's just good to be able to have a sense of direction as to where we're going with these interactions. So even when you're doing case notes, take something seriously because that tells a story. It really does. Okay. And um, so open-ended questions. All right. So those are just questions that, basically are open because you're trying to get some kind of response out of someone. Do you want a new job? Yeah. That's why I'm here. Oh, I didn't come here because I want to have a shot of bourbon. You know, I'm here because, but what kind of work are you hoping for? You know, what are some of your dreams and ambitions in life? Okay. All right. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to put myself on the spot. Okay. And I'm going to have somebody ask me a few questions. And I want you to make them open ended. All right. It could be act like I'm a job seeker or someone that can use your assistance. Anybody want to role play with me? I'll be the job seeker. You can be the person interviewing. And only two questions. We don't take too long. All right. Lorena Romero, could you do this with me, please?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right. So act like I'm coming in. I'm a job seeker. We're not doing the act. Actually, we're not talking about intake. We know there's a lot to this, but act like now you're sitting down and you're just making the connection. So you can ask me questions about myself and what are my dreams, my goals, what my job experience have been, but make them open-ended so I'll talk. Now I might try to act like I'm not going to talk because that's going to be stubborn. No, I'm not going to do that to you. but
Okay.
but go ahead. No, just let's interview me.
Um, Tell me about yourself.
Well, I struggle a little bit. I like to go after things, but I have a tendency to be hard on myself. Like I can go try to get a job and with different people, organizations, and sometimes I don't stay there long because this kind of pessimistic attitude I have, overwhelms me. So I don't know if that's what you were asking me for, but that's kind of my answer.
Did you want me to ask? I know that you were saying,
You
is
can
it
you
like,
can build you can build upon it if you want. I just kind of gave you that. That's what I
okay.
said. Yeah, you can build on
I
act,
wasn't
act,
sure
like
if you
act
wanted
like
me to build
don't
upon
you
on
can
those
build you can
lines.
because I'm not Coach D. I'm a job seeker.
Okay.
Mhm.
Why do you want this job?
Why do I want this job? I like money. That was a closed question. That was close, but that's okay. All right. And so yeah, so the thing about it is with these questions, let's give her a thumbs. I'll put her on the spot, yo. Let's give her some love, man. That's not easy. Coach kind of put her on the spot. Let me give her some heart for that. All right. And so let me see how else I can pick on real quick. I just, take it. Please, coach, don't pick me. Please don't pick me. Oh, look at hands up. Go
Okay,
ahead
I'll
now,
give you
coach.
one.
All right. Tell us your first name because I
All
see
right, I'll
C.
give you
I see,
one.
give me, you
Oh,
see.
it's Christina.
Christina. Okay, got it.
Christina
All right. I'm,
Martinez.
I'm, I'm just a job
Okay,
seeker.
so
Talk to me.
when you think about change, what feels exciting to you and what feels scary?
Nobody's ever asked me that question before. That's, yeah. So could you repeat it so I can understand it a little better? Because I think I have some thoughts with that. Mm-hmm. Could you?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about change, what feels exciting
Mm-hmm.
to you?
I think what I'm fearful of, I've been doing certain things so long, that's all I know. It's kind of like who I am, my mindset, who I am. So to try to do something different is hard, you know. Could be because of the people I associate with too. A lot of us think the same way, you know. And then as far as what I'm excited about, I think that if I can change or if, I can make some shifts in my life, there's probably going to be a better future for me. You know what I mean? Maybe I can get a job and find a better quality of life. Maybe I can, help my family a little bit more. So I think at the end of this change could be, if I do change, if I can change, and I think I have a better outcome. Are you going to help me? You going to help me change? Oh, can't hear her. I can't hear you. Yeah. Thank you when you're muted. We still can't hear you. Can y'all hear her? No.
No,
Yeah, we can't hear her. Okay.
I'll type it.
Okay, no, we can hear you now. You were in and then you went out. I don't know. That's weird.
Okay, how about now?
I got you now. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so how are you feeling about where you are right now in life?
It's kind of difficult. I got a lot going on. Just broke up with my girlfriend. You know what I mean? A lot of things that are challenging me, but I'm hoping at some point I can and turn things around with a little assistance. So. But let's
Okay,
get let's get
and
let's
what would you,
go
okay,
ahead. No, go ahead.
okay. I wrote down a whole thing from that last conversation you had.
Okay. What I'm going to ask you, because I'm looking at the time, I think we're gonna thank you. Let's give her a hand clap, y'all. And appreciate your effort. Thank you for doing that. I'm just realizing I got a few more things I need to get done, and so but thank you for that. Thank you for participating. But I like the fact that you did ask all of you asked open-ended questions. It's just what I mean, and that's what this is really all about. So let me move on for time's sake, because there's other other aspects of this. All right, go. So we got that. And then again, affirmations are just what we see here. I really appreciate you coming in today to work on your resume. It took courage uh, for you to trust me. You have a valuable experience in many types of work. Your persistence in looking for work. These are just, I'm affirming you. It recognize like this last one recognizes resilience and determination, especially during challenging times. It took courage, validates vulnerability, and reinforces that it's safe to be honest. I really appreciate you coming in today. Acknowledge the effort it takes to show up, like we just did for each other a little earlier. Okay, and you a valuable experience in many different types of hardware highlights transferable skills that the job seeker might take for granted. Okay, so affirmations we talked about that already, but it's really I think of all of these in OARS, it's the thing that lifts the client up the most because most of them are never affirmed. Okay, they're just not affirmed in their lifetimes. And then so let's do this. I'm gonna do this. This is real quick. I'll say about 10 minutes. All right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna interview someone. Now this is gonna be four of you in the room, but you're gonna interview someone. We're gonna probably go a little bit longer. We're gonna be closer to an hour and a half today than we were before. So I know we used to go about 1:15, but maybe about an hour and a half because I got a couple activities I want you to do. And that's the time we had allocated overall anyway. So somebody has to now this is important because somebody asked me this last time. They said, Coach, when we go into the breakout rooms, not everybody participates. So I need you when you go into the breakout rooms to come off your screens. If you're not doing it now, come off and participate because the goal of these breakout rooms is to engage with your colleagues. All right. I don't even jump into the rooms because I don't want anybody nervous and think I'm spying on you. So I let you have your space. But I want you to talk for a few moments about your strengths and challenges in finding good work. Share realistic details about your skills. I mean, you can make this stuff up. You don't have to be real. All right. All right. And and so, all right, so you're the support person, all right, and you're the person, you're the case manager, and what this person as they're talking to you, use some open-ended questions and then some affirmations. All right, so we got to pick one person to be the job seeker. The other person, it's important to know don't give solutions, no telling your own stories, just ask and affirm and stay curious and supportive. Okay, Don't worry about the 5 minute switching roles. We're not doing that. We're just gonna do this one go round, and we'll take about 10 minutes, and then you'll all debrief each other on how it went. All right. So take a screenshot of this. You can Shift Command 3. You can have that screenshot. You know what I mean? Or take a picture on your phone so you know it. I'm gonna put you, Shannon. I'm gonna put people in rooms of 4. Okay.
Already created that. So whenever you tell
Okay.
me they're
Yeah,
already.
okay, so we're good there? Good. And then once you go in the rooms, we need everyone participating. If I see that a room is not fully active, like people haven't joined, then we will maybe switch you to other rooms because that's happened before. So go ahead, jump in there. Let's do this first exercise. This is one of 2 because with motivational interviewing, I want you to practice. Okay? Go right ahead, Shannon. And pick that person. Somebody's got to be the job seeker and somebody's got to be the case manager. Jump right on in. Um, but the breakout rooms are a way to connect with your peers. Anybody have any thoughts on what took place in your breakout room? We only like a couple people to share, then we got another training piece, and then we're going to put you back in for the last 2 pieces, and then we'll wrap it up. All right. Who was the case manager and who was the client? Anybody? Nobody? What did I got in there? Just networked? Anybody want to share from I really want to hear from a person who was doing the case management. Okay, Tyler, go right ahead.
Yeah, I was on the case management side for our first
Okay.
like run through, and
Okay.
I was interviewing Christy.
Okay.
And what I took out of it most was definitely like thinking more actively about, well, of course, the open-ended questions, but also the affirmations and,
Mhm.
reflecting the conversation back, and like that helps me stay focused on the topic, and it just helps the conversation flow and feel natural, and it also helps them stay engaged.
Okay. Thank you so much, man. I love that response, y'all. That was a good one. You know, because that's the ultimate goal of this. You know what I mean? Come on, show them a little. I always say when somebody speaks, man, it's not easy. Show them a little emoji love. You know what I mean? Put little hearts or whatever, because it's a lot to, But Tyler, thank you. I like the way you articulated that, because ultimately that's the goal. That is the goal of motivational interviewing and coaching. What you just said is the ease of the conversation. It really does. Can I get one more person, y'all? You're gonna make it fast because we got to jump right back in. Give me one more who may be case managed. I would love to hear from the case management side. Anyone. And just please, if you come on, just say your name. Nobody case managed? All right, Claudia, jump on in. Okay.
Yeah, I was the case manager, and it was all about asking open-ended questions to see like what brought in the participant into the office, like what are they looking for, what types of I
Hmm.
guess help,
Yep.
and then also asking questions about like what have they liked about their previous jobs,
Hmm.
what did they not like about their previous jobs, and just getting the participant to talk to then get them to
Yes.
tell you, lead the way, but you're like guiding them at the same time.
Mm. Man, I love that. Yeah. And like I said, I geek out over this stuff, y'all, because I research it. I'm like a researcher, motivator researcher. But that's the goal. You get people to own things when you get them to communicate. They really do. When they start communicating, that's when they own it. If not, they're kind of just coming in and listening, which is okay because some people it's more difficult for them because of their personality styles. One thing I've seen a lot in this generation too, in particular the younger generation, there's way more introverted people than in times past. So I know it's hard if you're introverted to pull, for people, people are trying to communicate with you, but it's difficult. So we got to be a little bit more patient now in the times we live in because, you know, it's just a little different. But that was well said, Claudia. Thank you so much. Let's get ready to go into the next part because I want again, and this is how it's going to be for the next 2 sessions. I want to make sure you're working on this. So we got that, and then let's go into reflective listening. Okay, and reflective listening is the heart of motivational interviewing. It is about being a mirror. You listen carefully. Keep in mind, reflective listening. You listen carefully to what the job seeker says, then reflect it back in your own words. Please write this term down and Google it and learn it. It's called active listening. Please write that down. And on your own time, just Google it. Because when a client in our space, the work we do is coming into the location, they're coming in with different things going on in their lives, different challenges and all these things. And they don't, and then also, I think I mentioned this before, there could be even a trust factor. Do I trust you? And so reflective listening helps build that trust. It really does. It helps build the trust. It helps to build that fact that you are now listening to me, which I don't have many people in my life that listen to me. Okay. So why it matters, okay? When people feel genuinely heard, they open up more, they feel respected and understood. That's the part I just talked about. All right. It also clarifies. I'm reading to you, but I want you to hear this. It also clarify what someone is really saying, including feelings they might not have put into words yet. Okay. And so just one example here, I'm good at working fast, but I'm worried I won't understand new safety rules. You reflect, it sounds like you're confident in your speed, but you're also concerned about learning new procedures. I want a job closer to home, but the pay is better further away. So you're torn between being near your family and providing more for them financially. So you see what I'm saying? It's just that part that really shows that you're reflective listening. And then summarizing is just what it sounds like. It's like reflective listening for the entire conversation, taking it from A to Z. You weave together the main points of the job the job seeker shared, their goals, strengths, concerns, and next steps. It is a way of saying, here is what I've heard so far. Are we on the same page? So now that client walks away with some clarity, and you now doing your case notes, you got a clear understanding of where you're taking this conversation so you can build on it the next time you interact with the client. You see, I love doing this training because to me, it's one of the most important trainings in our industry. So summarizing doesn't need to be perfect. If you miss something or get it slightly wrong, the job seeker will correct you. They'll let you know. And that's valuable too, because it keeps them engaged and ensures you understand their perspective. Okay. So reflective listening and summarizing. And so let's do this. Let's go into breakout activity 2. Same thing before job seeker, case manager, and practice reflective listening and then summarizing. Same thing. Don't worry about all this other stuff down here. It doesn't matter. All right. We're going to give you another 10 minutes and then we'll come back, debrief. I got a few more things I want to share with you, talk about your homework assignment and go from there. The next 2 sessions are going to be heavily involved. I'm going to give more time than I've given today in breakout rooms because I want you to practice this. So if we have the room set up, make sure you screenshot this, my friends. And Shannon, if you can send everyone to their respective rooms. And make sure you accept and make sure you participate, please. Thank you. Yep. I'm sorry.
And
Go
then
ahead.
we kind of talked about it and we realized that we were already using reflective listening and
Yeah. Yeah.
just kind of
Yep.
just talked about how we can keep
Mm.
doing it and then just even brought up like real life examples that
Yeah.
somebody had run into just like the other day.
Yeah.
And it just kind of affirmed that, they're doing it correctly or doing it a correct way. So
Okay. So just keep in mind when we're doing this, like I said, I always like my emoji, so let me give you emoji. Just keep in mind the big thing with the reflective listening is just repeat back to what they said to you. So you said XYZ. They need to know that you're hearing what they're hearing. And then one thing it said in the content was they will let you know if you did not do that. You know what I mean? So just repeat it back. And then with the summarizing is saying, okay, this is what we talked about today. And just kind of go down the line there. Because that's really the goal of it. Luis, can you help me, man? What did y'all talk about in your group? Talk to me, man. Can you get on there? So folks are having some problems trying to unmute themselves.
Hmm.
Yeah, it looked like he can't do it. All right. Miss Rosario Santiago, what about you? Because I don't think Luis can unmute himself. My Path Stone people. You're not, what is going on today? It's so weird. Can't hear you. We're experiencing
Can you hear
technical.
me now?
Oh yes, thank you.
Okay. First of all, we tried to fix that thing of the microphone so we
Okay.
can have a smooth communication. We
Mhm.
we both played the case case
Mhm.
manager because we wanted to share our
Mhm.
story. Let me
Mhm.
see the
Mhm.
questions.
Right.
His dream job was he doesn't have a dream job. He just wanted to win the lottery.
Yeah, I want to
Um,
too. It's at 900 million right now, but anyway.
yes, and my dream job is I wanted to be a pharmaceutic.
Okay.
And what does success look like for you? For
Mhm.
us, success, it's reflected in our children. He has
Mhm.
a child and I have two children, boys,
Mhm.
all boys.
Okay.
What's holding you back? We didn't identify anything that was holding us back. And what gives you hope, it's that we continue growing within the organization
Yep.
and helping other people.
Very good. Okay, good. Good. I love the fact that you did the open-ended questions and all that with each other, and that's important, But let me do this real quick. I'm gonna mute this so we don't get that background noise.
Okay.
Could y'all hear me? I muted myself. All right. And so the big thing, just to close out this last thing, because we're gonna wrap this up. Remember, reflective listening is repeating back to the person something you just heard. Okay? It tells the person that you're listening to them. Summarizing is taking it from A to Z. We talked about this. We said we're going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. This is what you're going to do. Did I hear you correctly? I want to make sure I got everything right. All right. This model is probably about 9 years, 10 years into workforce development. It's about a 20-year-old model, but it's been around in our industry for about 10 years, and people are still trying to take it on. I trained the entire state of New Mexico's job centers on it because they want to implement it at the job center. So we literally trained the entire state. It took us a while, but we got it done. And so they implemented this and they start seeing tremendous success by using it. So let me go ahead and jump in and finish us up here. Okay. And keep in mind, you're going to get all of this. So again, open-ended questions. What skills do you have? Affirmation. It's a big step. These are just, things we plopped in there. Reflective listening. You're feeling some doubt about your readiness, even though you can see the potential in yourself in this role. And summarizing. So to summarize, you're interested in growing into, this is more like work specific. This could be like a conversation somebody wants to grow through, whatever. But the point I'm making is that this model is a great model for our industry, and I want you to practice it. Okay? Again, explore their skills, values, and goals, build their confidence, connect the dots, all right? And reflect. You know what I mean? Affirm, reflect, and then summarize. Yep. Use these skills to empower every job seeker you work with. All right? Everyone that you work with. And in real life application, you can use them in intake interviews, career counseling, resume building. These are just different things, interview preparation and follow-up support. So it can be used in multiple capacities. And these are all things I'm sure you're familiar with. All right. And so that's kind of what there right there. Be a compass, not a boss. Remember that. Be a compass. Okay, you're not a GPS. You are a compass. All right. And so you're helping that person take ownership and you are empowering them to understand they have the ability to do as such. So that's kind of what we have for today. Let me come out of here. I'm going to explain this homework to you. You're going to get a sheet, and this is really important. Please write this in your journal. You're going to get a sheet that's going to have you look at different aspects of OARS throughout the weeks. So you'll just write down scenarios. It's real simple, self-explanatory. But in 2 weeks, please write this down. Please send a copy to Kendra. Okay? Please send a copy to Kendra. Because what we're trying to do here is create a sense of personal accountability. Okay? It ain't like she's gonna look at each of them and grade them. That's not what she's doing. We're just helping you to stay committed to what you said you're gonna stay committed to. So send those to Kendra. You all have her email, and in 2 weeks, so we can have an idea. And if you don't send them, I'm sending you to the principal's office. I like saying it. That sounds like a little powerful, right? So again, Claudia, to repeat, you're going to get a document from me, if not today, tomorrow. It's a module to work on when it comes to OARS. What you're going to do is every day you're going to do something related to open-ended questions, affirmations, reflective listening, and summarizing, and then you're going to put some information down on that sheet. Simple one word, two statement type things, nothing major. Do that for 2 weeks, even though the sheet is for 4, and then send the sheet that you have into Kendra Mosley. All right. So that she can, because we're going to start with every class, we're going to start giving an assignment that just needs to be a follow-up. Now, another thing I'm going to do too, and I'll send you this as well. This is fully optional. It's not another class, it's not another course, but at the end of the month, I'm going to set aside about a half an hour for us to, if you're interested, it'll be Zoom. It's open-ended. We're not looking for, if you can make it, fine. If not, if you want to, for us to kind of brainstorm and debrief a little bit with each other. Okay. And so you can say, I'm working on this, I'm working on that, this is going on. We probably have more breakout room type things than conversation, but this gives another layer of interaction with us. So I will be following up with you. I just sent that out with the leadership team. I'm gonna do the same with this group. All right. And so just so that we can have a little bit more, because for me, the most important thing, I want to inspire you and motivate you, but I want you to do this stuff. Because when you go through, you all took so much time today and you're trying to appreciate that, but I really want you to do it. So, all right, I got one more last little thing I got to do because I'm Coach D. I want everybody go to that chat feature and say, Coach, I will do my part. I will do my part, Coach. Come on. I'm going to do this. I want to make sure that you just, in that today, I will do my part. We're a team. All right. The quarterback can't win without the center. The center can't win without the lineman. The receivers can't win. Some of you probably don't know football. You have no idea what I'm talking about. All right. You might like soccer. If you kick the balls to somebody and there's no teammate out there, who you kicking it to? All right. We need each other. It takes teamwork. Why are you typing that in there? Type in, it takes teamwork to make the dream work. Come on, y'all. Give me some of that. It takes teamwork to make the dream work. Your organization, you're going to do your part. Your organization needs you to be on that team, because guess what? When you do your job, your team wins. When they do their job, your team wins. But if not, you're like that quarterback to say, I don't feel like passing today. I'm going to go take a nap. It takes teamwork. You're like that goalkeeper that says, I don't feel like blocking anything today. Using soccer analogy. It takes teamwork. So make sure you follow up with the information. Start thinking about OARS. I'll get this video out within a day or so as well. I'm here at a conference, so be patient with me. Got a big presentation tomorrow. Keep me in your prayers. And but I step up. I just do what I do. I love doing what I do, man. And so we look forward to that. And then Kendra had mentioned I'm going to be a part of a regional conference in Texas, I think, next year. So I'm looking part there, just coordinating all that. Thank you for the thank you, Coach D. Thanks, Miss Aguirre. You just made my day. She just thanked me. Can I get 3 more people? I need some affirmation, y'all. Cause somebody just affirm a little bit. I thank you for that. I'm awesome. I appreciate that too. Thank you so much. Now I'm feeling so affirmed. Thank you so much. So, all right, y'all. Laura, I love how way you smile. You got a great smile. Thank you for being here. James, Fatima, these are just people I see. All of you, you are wonderful people. You're just over the top. We love you. do well, and go out there and make a difference. We'll see you next time. All right. Look forward to the different assignments, the assignment that's going to be coming up. Thank you for all these. Thank you. I rock. Oh my God. I think I do rock a little bit. Take care, everybody. God bless you. Bye-bye.